Welcome back, everyone. I am so excited to walk you through your very first Java Swing GUI assignment today. I know jumping from those simple text-based terminal outputs to actual visual graphics can feel, well, a little intimidating. But trust me, it is so much fun once you get the hang of it. We're going to break down exercise 8, the alien face, and show you exactly how to customize it and make it your own. Okay, let's dive into this.
So here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, setup and the big picture. Second, the code breakdown. Third, the customization challenge. And finally, a quick reference to exercise 9.
All right, Act 1, setup and the big picture. Let's get into it.
Before we can actually start drawing custom shapes, we really need to understand our environment. To make all this magic happen, we're relying on two massive libraries that are built right into Java, javax.swing and java.awt. Think of javax.swing as your toolkit. It builds the window itself, the borders, the close button, the whole shebang. And java.awt, those are your art supplies. That package gives us the colors and the digital paintbrush we need to actually do the graphics math.
Now, you'll probably notice this assignment requires two completely separate Java files, which, by the way, is a great object-oriented design practice. First up, you have FaceViewer. Think of FaceViewer as the picture frame. It sets up the main window, makes it exactly 300 by 250 pixels, adds a title, and makes sure the application actually closes when you hit the X. But here's the catch. It doesn't do the actual drawing. For that, we use FaceComponent. This is our canvas. We place this component inside the FaceViewer frame, and this is where all the actual painting and math happens.
Moving right along to Act 2, the code breakdown. Let's see how this actually works.
So if we open up that FaceComponent file and look inside, we're going to dissect the paintComponent method. This method is awesome because it's called automatically whenever the window needs to be drawn. If you compile and run the starter code right now, this image right here brilliantly illustrates the simple alien face that pops up. It's got this elliptical head, two rectangular eyes, a super simple red line for a mouth, and a little text greeting down at the bottom. Now, it is absolutely crucial to understand that the paintComponent method executes top-down. The order literally dictates everything, just like painting on a real physical canvas. Think about it. If you drew the eyes first and then painted a giant solid head right over them, well, the head would cover the eyes completely. So our code maps the math directly to these visual elements in a very specific order. First, we do the outline of the head, then the two eyes, then the mouth, and finally, the greeting text.
Let's look at that head first. We create a new ellipse2d.double object, and the four numbers passed in here are absolutely critical. -5, 10, 125, and 125. What do those mean? Well, they represent the x-coordinate, the y-coordinate, the width, and the height of the invisible bounding box that contains our ellipse. And remember, this is a big one. In Java graphics, the origin point, 0, 0, is at the top left corner of the window. So x goes horizontally as usual, but y actually grows downwards. Pretty wild, right? Then, calling g2.draw passing in the head is what actually applies our digital ink to the screen.
Next up, the code draws the first eye. It's just a rectangle at coordinates 25, 40, and we use Gauzy2.fill to color it in completely with magenta. But here's a question we get all the time. How do we draw the second eye without having to instantiate a brand new rectangle and calculate entirely new x and y coordinates? Well, Java actually gives us a really clever trick for this called the translate method. After filling that first eye, we simply call eye.translate passing in 50 and 0. This literally takes our existing rectangle object and uniquely shifts it exactly 50 pixels to the right on the x-axis and 0 pixels on the y-axis. Then we just call g2.fill a second time and boom, we have a perfectly aligned second eye without having to do any complex new math. Moving down the face, we hit the mouth. For this, we use line2d.double. Now, a line needs two endpoints, right? So we give it a starting x and y and an ending x and y. Specifically, 30, 80 for the start and 80, 80 for the end. Since both y coordinates are exactly the same at 80, it draws a perfectly horizontal straight line. And right before drawing it, we call g2.setColor, passing in color.red to swap out our digital paintbrush for some red ink. The last piece of this default puzzle is the greeting. We use the g2.drawString method for this. This handy little method places our text directly onto the window canvas. You just pass it the string you want to output, and then the x and y coordinates of the base point. The base point is essentially the bottom left corner of the very first character in your string.
In this case, it's placed at 5 on the x-axis and 175 on the y-axis, resting right below our alien face.
All right, Act 3, the customization challenge. This is where it gets really fun.
The code we just reviewed, that's really just your starting point. You definitely can't just submit the default code. To actually pass the assignment, there are exactly 3 modifications you need to make. First, you have to change the color scheme. Second, you need to edit the face structure. And third, you must personalize the greeting text. Let's break down exactly how you can tackle each of these steps right now.
Step 1, change the color. Look through your FaceComponent code and find the lines that say j2.setColor. You're going to see Color.MAGENTA for the eyes and Color.red for the mouth. We're challenging you to totally personalize this palette. The java.awt.Color class literally has tons of built-in options. Change that magenta to color.cyan or color.orange or maybe color.pink. Just pick whatever colors you feel represent your alien the best.
Step 2, edit the face structure. Don't be afraid to tinker with the math here. Inside your ellipse 2D.DoubleObject for the head, try changing the width and height from 125 to, say, 150 to make a wider, chubbier alien. Or take a look at the mouth. If you increase the y-coordinates from 80 to 100, you will physically shift the mouth further down the face. Seriously, play around with these numbers. Worst case scenario, you mess up the math a bit and accidentally create a Picasso alien. It is absolutely the best way to learn.
Finally, Step 3, personalize the greeting. Look closely at line 25 of the source code. It reads g2.drawString and then, "Hello world, my name is Shin Liu," at coordinates 5, 175. Now this is absolutely crucial. You must replace Shin Liu with your own name. Simply delete that part of the string inside the quotation marks and type your name in. If you submit the assignment and it still says Shin Liu, well, you're for sure going to lose points.
Act 4, a quick reference to Exercise 9 and wrap-up. Almost done. Before we let you go, let's take a really quick look at Exercise 9 in your textbook, the solid red circle. This is a fantastic tool to level up your alien face. In the standard Exercise 8 code, we use g2.draw. This just gives us a thin, basic black outline. But Exercise 9 focuses entirely on g2.fill. Drawing an outline is great, but filling a shape completely with a solid color makes it really pop.
In the circle component logic from Exercise 9, right after setting the color to red, they used g2.fill to make the entire interior of the 200 by 200 pixel bounds completely solid red. And you know what? You can steal this logic. If you want your alien's head to be a solid color instead of just an outline, use g2.setColor to pick a skin tone, and then just change g2.draw to g2.fill. Just remember what we said about your top-down drawing order, or you might accidentally paint right over the eyes and mouth you haven't drawn yet.
Once you've made all your custom changes, remember to compile both FaceComponent.java and FaceViewer.java together. Then run FaceViewer to see your totally unique work come to life. Don't be afraid to experiment, mess up the math, and fix it all over again. Think about it. If you can build an alien face using just a few lines of geometry today, what kind of massive, interactive graphical worlds will you be building by the end of the semester? Go fire up your IDE, start coding, and we'll see you in the next explainer.